You know, we've had a pretty good week. You know, players are working, trying to improve, which is certainly the goal that we have. And I've tried to emphasize to the players this week that, you know, the season is not like running a sprint. It's not about playing one game or one play or whatever. It's, you know, more like a marathon that you got to have a lot of grit. You know, playing on the road in the SEC takes a lot of grit. It's a personality trait that demonstrates passion and perseverance toward a goal, despite when confronted with significant obstacles and distractions. But it's also the highest predictor of success. So, you know, that's something that you really got to show with the kind of character and passion that you have for wanting to be a good player as well as wanting to be a good team. It's really important to do the little things right, to execute and to pay attention to detail, especially when you're playing on the road against good teams in the SEC. And this is certainly a good team that we have to play against. And it's a different environment for us. It's always difficult, more difficult to play on the road with the noise. You know, we didn't play very well in defense the last time we played on the road, so we certainly need to do a lot better job against a very different kind of offense in terms of what we've had to play against in the past, because it's such a good running quarterback and a good athlete at that position. And it'll be a real challenge and test for us. You know, defensively, they've really played better the last 2 or 3 games, so we're going to have to do a good job of trying to control the line of scrimmage and both sides of the ball. But it's a great opportunity for us, and they've got a really good program up there, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
I was going to ask you about Derek Ansley. He was a graduate assistant here a couple of years ago, and he's kind of had a pretty big rise as an assistant coach. What was he like when he was here, and did you see?
Well, he's an outstanding coach. Did a great job when he was here. Very bright guy. Learned a lot. Worked hard. You know, and I think has done a really good job, you know, in coaching where he's been. And I think you can see that, you know, he's made a significant impact where he is right now in terms of what he's done. And I can't say enough good things about, you know, Derek Ansley. He did a fantastic job for us here, and I've heard nothing but good things about him, you know, from other people in other places.
Chris? It seemed like Vinny did a really nice job kind of stepping in to fill the veteran void, if you will, in the secondary. What did you learn about your secondary last weekend?
Well, you know, we've had Vinny does a good job. Vinny's a very smart guy. He's been showing leadership in terms of making calls and trying to help the other guys in the secondary, which I think they appreciate. He all of a sudden is one of the most experienced guys, you know, back there right now. Deion's got some experience. So important to communicate well when you play against these no-huddle teams. I think he realizes that, and he's trying to get the other guys to do a good job of communicating. I think that'll be a real challenge for us, you know, this week on the road. You know, another no-huddle team doing a good job of communicating with the players. But you know, I think, you know, Bradley and Sylvie and Deion Ballou probably help us the most because they have a little more experience, you know, at corner. So I think that helps the safeties as well, because that's where the communication breakdown comes from, the safety to the corner. So the more the corner knows about what's going on, the better off you are.
Right.
I was just wondering if Haha was going to play this week, or if there was any plans to have him
No,
play this week.
Saha's suspended until we, you know, make an announcement that he's not. I mean, I think I've made that statement more than once, and that we would tell you if anything changed.
This weekend, LSU is hosting the 10-year reunion of the 2003 National Championship team. 1, were you invited back? And 2, if you weren't otherwise obligated, would you have gone, and would it be awkward for you?
Yeah, I would absolutely go. You know, I have a tremendous amount of respect for all the players that were on that team and what they accomplished, and I was, you know, really proud to be a part of it, and I was invited to come back. Obviously can't do that. And I did, you know, send a video message to the team so they can play in private. It's not nothing that anybody needs to know publicly, but you know, anytime that's the greatest thing about being a coach, is the opportunity to be a part of a team. And every great team that you're a part of that accomplishes something significant you know, you always have a tremendous amount of respect for. And that being our first national championship team, and a bunch of guys that came to LSU at that time when we weren't very good, you even have more sort of love in your heart, you know, for them for, you know, believing and trusting in the program and coming and doing all the hard work and improving that you needed to do to be the best. So I'm actually sorry I can't be there. I'd love to see all those guys, and I wish them all well.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I was wondering if you or Terry knew anyone who was affected by the disease, and just your thoughts on just all the pink stuff the athletic department does, and how much you think Sarah Patterson means to those efforts in this community.
Well, I think that, first of all, we have, you know, relationships with people who have affected us with this, and I think it's a wonderful thing that Sarah Patterson does. I think it's a wonderful thing that our athletic department does. I think it's a wonderful thing that we do across the NCAA to try to make people more aware of the circumstance and the situation so that we could do more about helping people who are afflicted. And I'm all in, you know, to help and to also appreciate what other people that have helped, like Sarah, have done.
Since not playing in the first game, Kenyon Drake has really increased his playing time week to week. And could you just amplify on why that is and what he's done that's made you comfortable with him?
Look, you know, Kenyon Drake didn't play in the first game because he didn't do what he was supposed to do. All right, so he might have played more in the first game if he'd have done what he was supposed to do. So he hadn't done anything different. He just done what he did what he's supposed to do, which he didn't do for the first game, so he didn't play. He didn't go on a trip, he didn't make the trip, and he didn't go, and he didn't play. So, you know, I don't know what else there is to say about it. He's a good player. He played well for us last year. He's played well for us this year. He's shown a lot more maturity in doing things the right way, and we trust and believe in him, and I think the other players do as well, and he's been very productive so far this year, and we're hopeful he'll continue to do the right things so that he can play. You know, I think sometimes these players don't realize that, to me, doing the right thing, whether it's on the field, off the field, or whatever it shows that you have the character to make good choices and decisions. Okay, here's what I'm supposed to do, here's what I want to do, which one am I going to do? And we can't put players on the field that want to hit a guy late, don't want to do the right thing, but you know, it's a part of your character when you do that off the field. You know, I'm supposed to be in by a certain time, and then I don't. You know, I want to stay out a little later, so I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what I want to do, so which one you choose? You know, to me, every one of those circumstances involves character, and people have to have enough discipline to make good choices and decisions on and off the field to develop the trust that we need to have in them so that they can play. So, you know, I don't care who it is. That's just me.
Last one, Mike. Just want to ask about the sense of humor Christian Jones brings to the team, and what you thought of his impression of you.
Is there a new one out there, or is we talking about something that happened a long time ago?
They just said that he does a good one of you.
Well, I haven't seen it for a while, but, you know, Christian Jones has a great personality. You know, he's a positive, upbeat guy most of the time, and I know a lot of players like him. I think he has a great sense of humor. I've heard he does a good impression of me. I've heard him do some impressions of some other people that I thought were pretty good, so I guess I wouldn't be too hard to do.
Thanks, good.
All right, guys, thanks.